So the next one is by cutiekexx. Cutiekexx. This is from 2 years ago. It's a little bit long, but I wanted to find topics for are related to what we're talking about, and some of them are a little bit old, but I feel like this is a topic old this time. So, am I the asshole for refusing to hang out with my best friend when her guy best friend is around? Okay, so a little backstory. My friend and I have known each other for 10 years and have been best friends for 10 years. And she has always been there for me. We are complete opposites. While she is a social butterfly and loves to be around all kinds of people, I am so awkward to the point I become really nervous, and I just look for the way to remove myself from the situations as polite as possible. It's a me problem, not other people, I know that much. Now, she has this guy friend who was 27 and I was 14. Whoa. Wait, so the guy's 20? Okay. Now, she has this guy friend who was 27 and I was 14 when I met him, and he always joked with the question, do I want to be his girlfriend? He always says it was a joke as soon as he saw me getting uncomfortable, and my best friend always backed him up, so I just let it go, but that was the time I kind of wanted to keep my distance. Again, I think it was my problem. So I would start to make dumb excuses to not hang out when he was around, which got me and my best friend in arguments more than I would like. He then moved to Germany and I became more social. Even when I didn't want to come out of my room, I forced myself to just not get us in arguments again. I forced myself to socialize so I don't get into arguments again. I didn't want to lose her. So 6 years have passed and now I'm 20 and he is 33 and he came back to Croatia. And while I got halfway to the cafe where I was supposed to meet my best friend, she called and said that he was there too. I was a little bit nervous, but I decided that I should force myself to be next to them both for her sake. And so I went. Not even 10 minutes from me coming, he started making me uncomfortable by saying how much did my body develop from the last time he saw me when I was 14. Few minutes go by and we start to talk about needless glasses. When I leaned over to read something, needless glasses. When I leaned over to read something. This is when he leaned over and looked inside my shirt, which I got right back, and I felt like it was my fault that I wore that kind of shirt.
No.
But now the more I think about it, I don't think it was my fault. My best friend did say they will talk to him about it when they get home, and I believe she did, but all he said was a half-assed sorry and continued with his questions and statements that he clearly saw me become uncomfortable about. I don't want to hang out near him anymore, and I told my best friend, but she told me I am overreacting and that he apologized. But the fact is, I forced myself to go out and meet new people, no matter how nervous I became or how I felt like my heart was beating 10 times faster because of that. And all that I can feel is that I made a 360 degree turn. I think that I made a 360. Now I'm back to being a more nervous and awkward idiot around people because of him. I love hanging out with my best friend, and I told her we can hang out when he is not around, but she says that I'm making her decide between two best friends. I just feel so awkward around him and I can't do it. So, am I the asshole for making her choose or refusing to hang out with her when her guy best friend is around?
No, you're not.
Yeah.
He is an asshole.
Yeah, that is.
It's so
bad.
weird for a 27-year-old guy would hang out with a 14-year-old girl.
So it's about 10 years. Yeah.
It's a lot of, I don't know. I mean, when you think about like at the present day, like 33 and 20, it's not as bad, but a 14, it's a teenager.
Yeah, wait. So, okay, first of all, when I picked up this story, I thought it was the like two best friends, two girls. Like she didn't want to hang out with her friend when the boyfriend was around. But now this is a different story, but I still think it's a good story. So
it is a good story, but I'm so surprised how she is very reflected towards herself.
Yeah.
She always keep repeating in her story that no, it's more towards me, and I think she's do a lot of like self-reflect, and she's aware that she's very, very introvert. So she thinks that she try to fix herself, and not fix the others. So I don't think, of course, you're not an asshole, like for sure. The guy is like, come on, this comment towards a 14-year-old. And I mean, or
I mean, even now she's 20, but
20, it's still
still,
like,
yeah.
it's like sexual harassment.
Mhm.
You know, like all of this comments, it's just weird. I think that, but I don't get it. Why her friends cannot just like hang out with both of them separately?
I think it's weird. Yeah, I'm kind of curious about what is the dynamic with her friend and this guy. Because
Add it together?
if no, not. I mean, that's what it says. It not, but I mean, it seems like he might be like grooming her. You know, like because if he was 27 talking to a 14-year-old,
Grooming her to be what?
like
Grooming
you know,
her.
like a lot. So grooming is means like when older guys or older predators will develop friendships with underage people, and then so kind of like
Oh,
prep
wait
them.
until.
Yeah, maybe sometimes they don't wait until they're of age. Sometimes, for example, you know, the I mean, this. I hope I don't offend anyone, but I think this is a very common example of like maybe someone in the church or something like that will.
Let's not talk about that.
Okay, no, okay. So let's just say, if a counselor or like an adult talk to a younger, like an adult talk to like a student at the school, and um develop like a really closeness with like the younger person trusts the adult, and then that older person actually is kind of like saying like, oh well, you're so mature for your age, and you know, like you're not like other kids, and like, you know, I really want to like take care of you, or like I want to I don't know, like take you to dinner. And then the other person's like, oh okay, like I like this adult is really nice and sees potential in me and wants to like mentor me, like great. And then it's like, oh well, he wants me to like go on a trip with him, or like he wants me to like, you know. And it's like, oh, so this feels kind of strange that this 27, because when I'm 27 I don't want to hang out with 14-year-olds.
Such a big red flag.
Yeah, that's a huge red flag. Okay, so, and I think that
I hope they're all safe.
right, I mean, yeah, definitely. And then I think that the fact, okay, let's take the creepiness out of it. Like if he wasn't. So the question was, okay, I mean, I'm not going to avoid all the other stuff, but the question was, am I an asshole for making her choose or refuse to hang out with her when her guy best friend around? So imagine if the guy best friend was the same age, just is annoying. Let's just say like he's annoying and doesn't want to hang out with him. Am I the asshole for that? No, I think,
No, I don't think so.
but I think also like relationships develop. What you look for in your friends change. Who you are change. So
like you grow apart.
right. I mean, like, when I was growing up, I had a group of friends, and by group it was like 3 people, and then
Wow, big group of friends.
and you know, we were just like little skater kids, and then
Cool.
yeah, skater boy, and then
With a friendship ring.
yeah, no, what, and then but then, you know, as we got older, certain people started to you know, party more hard,
Yeah.
and like I'm not a big partier, so it wasn't like I refused to hang out with you if you're your party friends, but I just kind of like bowed out, you know. So like, hey, I'm going to go to this party, and I'm just like, oh, you know, I'll skate with you, and then, you know, we'll go, and then I'll just leave, or I won't go at all. And it was, I think it just kind of like it. I let it flow into the next one. I wasn't kind of like, dude, you always choose to hang out with these, you know.
I think you're at the
know.
age to make your own decisions, and like,
Yeah.
hey, you know, like what you like and what you don't want to
Right.
pretend, you know,
Right.
or whatever. But I think that for her, I think that, I mean, if it's, but she have a good reasons why she doesn't want to hang out with a guy, you know,
Yeah.
and it doesn't, but she did also make an effort to hang out and give this a chance of like, okay, let's, because of I love my friend so much. So, and this has basically become like, her new friend. So I want to make an effort, you know, but she tried. And I mean, at the end, if it give her more anxiety, then you need to choose yourself over this, you know. And I think that your friends should know you, and then she should understand that how difficult it is for you to facing these situations, and also try to open up. And if it's turned out that she felt this way, And if she still think that you are ridiculous, I don't think that you should hang out with her anymore.
Yeah, I like that what you said, that you have to choose yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true. Like,
it's not coming out of like jealous that, oh, you
Mhm.
have new friend and you're like abandon me. It's not. But he made these weird comments.
mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
I mean, part of me feels like maybe she wanted the friend to like protect her more, not protect her more, but like kind of yeah, like why are you putting me in this uncomfortable situation?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like you said, yeah, I like that a lot. You have to save yourself.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I mean, like, reading through this, he sounds bad. Like,
yeah, I'm getting red
a
flags
huge
for
red
sure.
flag.
I
Yeah,
was
so,
honestly,
no.
it was when I was reading it, it wasn't very smooth because in my head I was like, what? I was like,
Yeah.
what is going on? I was like, this is so bad. I was like,
on?
what? And then yeah, and I was just like, yeah, I was like, what? I was like, this
What?
yeah, so I think that both of them should get out of this relationship for sure, or like, this doesn't seem like a good idea anyway.
I'm so curious. What is the reason that she wants to hang out with this guy? I mean, okay, I know from the fact that you mentioned maybe he's grooming her, but
Mhm.
it sounds.
I mean, that's a bad thing. But okay, so
Yeah.
very quick off topic, can a 27-year-old and a 14-year-old, I mean, like I have cousins that I will talk to and joke around with them and maybe send them memes or whatever on Instagram once in a while, but I mean, no, yeah. I don't know. I don't think
No, but it's a different joke, It's just like it's different joke, but this is sexual harassment.
I mean, that was when she was but actually before she was uncomfortable, right? When she was
Yeah.
younger. Oh, okay, right. But even if there's nothing uncomfortable, I don't think that a 27-year-old and a 14-year-old can be that close. Unless they're like siblings. Yeah, like family members, right? Because like I can't imagine like just texting some like school kid and be like, "Hey, you out of school yet?" Or that's weird. 27? Oh wait.
Can we read some comments?
Yeah. So the first one, the highest rated one was, he says, "Not the asshole. It's not fair or reasonable of your friend to try to force you to spend time near someone you have made clear you are extremely uncomfortable around. Given the details of your side of things, this individual has the potential to be very dangerous and has already proven himself to not respect your boundaries or your autonomy.
Yeah.
If your friend cannot accept that you are unwilling to spend time around this individual, then she's the asshole. You're not the asshole, hands down." And the OP replied, "The sad thing is, I think you might be right about that dangerous part, as my friend revealed to me that I am not the only girl he does those kinds of things to. But he knows me more than random girls on the streets and says it's fun because she's never had a boyfriend, which is true, never had one, didn't need one. And he says he does things like this to all his female friends and that they are okay with that kind of behavior. Now that is just what my friend said, so I'm not sure how true that is, but why would she have the need to lie? Just saying, I didn't hear him say these things, so I can't say for sure. I don't know why her friend hangs out with this guy. He doesn't sound like a nice guy or a good person in general. And it sounds like when you say things like why are you getting upset? Like I do it to a lot of people and they don't care. That's like kind of gaslighting.
Very,
Very
ignorant.
That sounds like you're
even worst.
Yeah. So
yeah, fine. Like just do what you're doing. Just don't need. I mean, I'm a bit more worried about her friends.
Okay. Here we have some more insight about their ages. So, okay, the next comment says, "Not the asshole. He sounds like a creep to me. A few things I want to point out. 1, you have the right to wear whatever you like whenever you feel it's right for you. 2, when you go over the sexual harassment guidelines, it specifically states that giving uncomfortable comments regarding your body and repetitive dating suggestions fall under that classification. So you were correct about what you felt, and I don't think it's related to your anxiety, which probably just made it more uncomfortable for you. 3rd, your best friend can still be your best friend and hang out separately with her creepy guy too.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't see how you making her choose anything, since most of the people I know has more than one circle of friends. It seems to me that your friend wants you to accept his behavior, and using the guilt and threat sword to make you comply. By the way, how is your friend? Is she the same age as you? If so, why did she hang around a guy that was twice her age when she was 14? And OP says, she's 2 years older than me, so she's 22 and was 16 then, still too young. It was her family friend at first, but something happened to make her father cut him out of his life back then. They are friends again. I'm not sure that is why she's hanging out with him now. She stayed in contact with him through mental institution. He was in a mental institution for drug-related problems, so maybe that's why they're so close. I mean, that's a big red flag. I mean, if he's your father's friend and your father is cutting him out of his life,
Yeah, that's gotta be something.
that's so weird. That's not a good sign. I mean, she's like saying like, oh, she's 2 years older, but that doesn't make any, like 16 and 27.
Oh, but they
is
are
still bad.
friends again.
Yeah, the dad and them. I don't know, but maybe he's just like, I don't know. I feel like if the dad knew what was going on, he wouldn't be friends. I mean, that makes more sense that he's a family friend, but even family, I mean, it makes it better slightly, but it's still not okay.
But
Like,
I don't see why she couldn't spot this, Like, because all these comments, of course, I don't know if the
who?
guy,
The poster or the friend?
the friend.
Yeah. Maybe it happens so
often that she's like, oh, he's just making a dirty joke.
yeah, like you grow up around it, and then it gets worse
Become a norm.
so slowly that like you don't really realize it and so it becomes normal behavior to you, you know. So I'm feel like that, but and yeah, I mean, reading now that I'm thinking more about what the poster said, like the fact that she's introverted, the fact that she always seems to revert back to like kind of blaming herself, of like, oh, I'm awkward, it was my problem. Yeah, I think that she, I mean, a poor thing. I feel like she blames herself for a lot of these things, and you know, I'm sure that if this girl is her best friend, you know, I can understand that maybe that's her only best friend, you know, and so it's not like she can just like choose other people to hang out with. But good on her for, even though it may be her only best friend or something like that, but she's standing up for herself and being like, you know, this is not okay, and I'm not going to put myself in this situation.
Yeah.
You know, she's not making the friend be like, I refuse to, like, you can't hang out with this guy, even though maybe she should do that. But she's being, she's taking care of herself first, which is smart, which is good. It shows a lot of maturity, I think. So, yeah. So different than the significant others stuff, but I think this is still about friendships. And I think, okay, so I think with this topic today about friends and guys and girls, can they just be friends? It's a kind of that kind of sexual boundary where I feel like when the difference between like just platonic friends pretty much, and then more than that is that kind of like sexual aspect to it. And I feel like it's all about boundaries, you know, even with regular friends, but yeah, so like when you move into that realm of like, when you add the what do you call when you add the extra element that the person is the opposite gender, or some whatever gender you prefer to like, is that's when it gets more complicated, because you add that twist of like, okay, now let's sprinkle on sexual preferences and, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, but in this sense, yeah, I think the boundaries, I'm proud of her that she set these boundaries for herself, and recognize even at such a young age that this is not right. Yeah, good for her. Anything you want to say? Anything you want to say?
No, I think that, okay, maybe I add something.
Yeah, please.
I think that she did the right thing, you know, to, like, you must love your friend so much that you give it a try. I think you push out of your comfort zone so much, and you push yourself out of your comfort zone, which also affects your emotions, your anxiety, like even worse. But it's good that you're pointed out, you know, and don't ever think that it's your fault, or am I an asshole in this case that I asked her to choose, because she also can hang out like with one of the commenter that you can still hang out with both of them separately. If she cares about you as much as you care about her, she would make that happen. She would go it that way, like just maybe not in the same day or same time. It works. There always a way to make it work, I guess. But at the end, I think that you should also take care of yourself, and your own sake.
Yeah, danger. That was weird. That's not good. Okay, great. Okay, so I think so far it's two not the assholes. This is one that people have. Actually, no, I don't want to say. Well, I guess I've already said, but let's just read it and see what you think.